Yes. Yes, you will.
There's the look between Bri and Steven as she's walking down the aisle. It seems a little bit more loaded than I just heard this voice message, but Bri seems like she's got the upper hand here.
Yeah.
Or am I reading too much into it?
I think she thinks she's got the upper hand, for sure. I think there's just so much there. There's so much history with this guy who's just kind of been a wrecking ball to Lucy's life. And I think that Bri is a very, like, I don't know. She's a empathetic person. She's a compassionate person. And for all of the mistakes that Lucy has made, she just feels such conviction to, like, love her and be her best friend. And, like, she probably needs her just as much as she thinks that Lucy needs Bri. So yeah, I think that there's just a charged element there because of the kind of protective quality that Bri has.
Yes, you nailed it. It's a push to the edge, not a push off the cliff. That's exactly this show. He just wants to win, and then what's confusing is when you see him winning, he starts to doubt the methods that he went about. You know what I mean? He's like, if he has a glimpse of personhood, it's like when he's on top and he's winning.
Do you think Steven is someone who will ever get to a point where he doesn't hold grudges forever?
Steven is he needs to collect information to weaponize. It's part of his coping mechanism. He doesn't operate like normal people. I don't think he'll change or grow. I don't think he's had to. He's sometimes one of those people that doesn't have any consequences. I think that's why he's so hard to watch.
I think he feels as if now he has a level of control which he didn't have before. And I don't think any of these characters really think too far in the future, if I'm honest. So I don't think he's thought past kind of the current moment, which is I have the power now, I have control if this happens and works out. So yeah, I think that's the short answer of it. Yeah, for sure.
I really liked that she went there this season. I liked how different it was from the first two seasons, where normally Lucy's very headstrong and stubborn and kind of like justifies her actions. And I think she's starting to face these consequences, and it's forcing her to live with herself after what she's done. And it totally kicks her into feeling shame and not being happy about who she is and who she's become, and kind of her actions through feeling that way.
Yeah, it's like a paranoia coupled with like deep anxiety, like and self-hatred.
Totally. And disassociation as well, like numb to it, becoming numb to it because she's not taking action with it. She's not talking about it. She's not acknowledging it. She's trying to power through it, which is like the worst thing you could do.
I think, well, the reason he's never gone up to Bri or kind of brought her back is because he wants to protect her so much. Like, that's all he cares about. Like, they grew up together, and, you know, he thinks that maybe that she's forgotten about him, and he doesn't want to bring back those memories of the foster home and all those things. So he can trust her, and like she can trust him, and all he wants is for her to be okay. Seriously. And if that meant not going up, not approaching her for all those years or leaving her be, that's what it would take, because that's all he really wanted. He does have her best interest at heart, and then when he finally comes and sees her, and it's kind of maybe a bit selfish though, because he opens up this whole thing now with her, and all he wants is for her to be okay, and but then he can't help it. It's his sister, you know. He loves her and he wants to be a part of her life, and it's you know, maybe not the best idea, but also there's a lot of beautiful moments that come from that, you know, and but a lot of hard ones too. At least for Alex, I know that he's a person who doesn't open up really at the start when we first meet him, and he kind of stays to himself, and then he meets Lucy and she brings something out of him as well as Bri, like both in different ways. Like Lucy kind of, he responds to people with a similar trauma and history to him, and when he learns about Lucy, he opens up, and then we learn about his childhood. We learn about Alex's past and what he went through. So similar to Bri, and you know, it takes a lot to get someone to talk about something like that, and as hard as it was, but Lucy does, and she you know, opens him up a little bit.
The thing about Alex and Lucy is he seems to clock her better than anyone, even Steven, I think. Like he sees her vulnerabilities and he's not afraid to tell her what they are. But this kind of hookup situationship, is it healthy?
Good question. Well,
for both of them.
I think at first it's an agreement. It's like a transactional, you know, we're both, you know, we're both dealing with our trauma through the intimacy, you know. So she's dealing whatever she's dealing with, and so is Alex, and they help each other in that way. And at first I think it's healthy. I think it's this consensual thing where they both kind of got an agreement. But then as it goes on, it's not that anymore, and it becomes something completely different, and the lines are blurred, and it becomes like this just real terrible kind of thing. But at first, it's every intention to help each other in a way, you know, through intimacy.
Alicia, Diana, pregnant. What was your reaction to that reveal? Because that came out of left field for me.
Same. It also, I've been saying that writers never cease to surprise me. The stuff that they come up with is just like so nuts, but also so fun, and like it's just really interesting stuff that our characters, you know, get to go through. But yeah, I was really surprised. I think it's going to be totally unexpected because Diana, I think, is so careful about everything that and I think she's also very surprised by it too.
Yeah, I mean, I think you just nailed it. I think all of that is going on, and I think she's just trying to survive. And I think part of why the whole Diana thing happens, besides the fact that she can't stop thinking about her, why she acts on it, whereas maybe she might not have at another point in her life, is it's the only thing in her life that feels good. And everything is just so painful. She's dealing with the Chris assault. So yeah, I think it becomes this like amazing refuge for her in a sea of just stuff that she's not equipped to deal with.
I think for Bri, at least, she's so vulnerable in this stage. She's been kind of wrecked by Oliver, and she feels really alone. All of her friends are in like weird relationships themselves, and Wrigley is just someone that they've never really like even
spoken.
No,
yeah,
like never even really exchanged words. So I think the connection really comes as a surprise to both of them, and the drugs definitely help, but they just lean in, and they get to talking, and I think there's something shared between the both of them, a kind of knowing, a kind of maybe darkness that they can't necessarily share with anyone else, and they feel comfortable sharing that with each other.
They're honest with each other in a way that they aren't with other people. Like, I think one of the moments that I thought was really fascinating was like, he's talking about his brother and she's like, it might get better, but it probably won't. Like, and that I think is like something that you say to someone that you trust or someone that is like a dear friend, in a way that maybe you can't with other people.
Well, what's fun is that Wrigley doesn't even feel the drugs until the scene is over. So
Yeah.
definitely does feel something with her. I think, you know, I've been saying that Wrigley kind of had a fake version of himself for the first 2 seasons, and he kind of had a mask up and a facade, and he's been trying to kind of play a lot of problems he has with himself, play it off with humor and be a bit of a class clown type. And then, you know, you know, his brothers died now, and that's forced him to grow up. And then now that he's been his real self, he's very attracted to Bri in that way. And I think he's being himself for the first time. And I think that says a lot between what he sees in her. If he's, yeah.